Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Whip It Like Butter. It's your girl Ashley, and today we're going to make a Funfetti Pound Cake, y'all. Y'all, this cake is just so much fun. We're putting sprinkles right into the mix of the pancake batter, and we're putting sprinkles on top. We're going to sprinkle crazy. This is going to be really fun, really cute cake. Definitely if you have kids, you want to make this with them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So I'll show you how it's done. Let's go. Okay, y'all, so here are our ingredients. They're listed on the screen and also in the description box below. So we're going to start with the cake, of course, and we're going to go ahead and cream our butter. So I started this little new thing, starting by creaming the butter first and slowly adding the sugar. And I kind of like that. So I just get the buttercream for about, a minute or so. I really go for more of a look. So when it becomes like this, then I go ahead and start adding the sugar. So I added the sugar just a little bit at a time until it's fully incorporated. No like hard fast rules. I just didn't just dump the sugar into the butter mixture. So once you have all the butter and the sugar mixed together, you let that keep going for a few minutes till it's nice and fluffy like this. And then I just went ahead and scraped the sides of the bowl, and we're gonna go ahead and start adding the extracts. So that's the almond, and then we're adding the vanilla right here into the bowl, and then we can go ahead and start with adding the eggs. Okay, so per usual, you want your eggs, your butter, of course, at room temperature, and we're going to add the eggs one at a time, mixing well after each addition. Sped it up here, didn't add it as fast. Mix it just until mixed and stop, and then go ahead and scrape down the sides of your bowl like so. Okay, and so we're going to alternate with the flour and the sour cream mixture. Sour cream should also be at room temperature. I went ahead and already added the baking powder and the salt into the flour this time. I did it during the sifting process. You can do it that way too, or you can add it right before you start incorporating it into your batter, into your flour mixture. Okay, so just continue to alternate. You want to start with the flour, and you want to end with the flour, and you want to add it just until mixed. Okay, and so I just, let it go here so you can just kind of see the process of how the batter changed and adding the batter, adding the ingredients into the batter. So you just keep alternating. You can do this in thirds. Usually I use like a cup, measuring cup. So I'm like exact kind of like in thirds, but I didn't this time. But the main thing is you want to begin with flour and you want to end with your flour. Okay, so it looks like this when it's all nice and mixed. So we're going to go ahead and fold our sprinkles into our batter. So you can use a spatula or you can use a wooden spoon. I like the wooden spoon because it's a little sturdier as far as mixing the sprinkles. So I did a mixture of sprinkles. I did like some small sprinkles and I did like some bigger sprinkles just because that's what I had. And I really like how it came out. It was really cute. So you just fold it into the batter. It's going to streak a little bit because the candies, the color is just going to streak into the batter. That's completely okay. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the hell out of that bump pan. Get that all nice and greased up so that cake slips right out of that pan when it's done. All right, and then we're of course going to go ahead and just add our batter into the bump pan. So I added the batter into the bump pan, and what I did is I went ahead and smoothed out this batter first before adding the remainder. So the cake would bake evenly, and I wouldn't have like areas where the batter was uneven, and it causes you to have like a dense cake, or it can cause you to have just the cake to bake unevenly. All right, I'm going to smooth the top of this here, and we're going to bake the cake in the oven for about an hour and 15 minutes or 75 minutes on 325 degrees. All right, and then when it's done, here we go. We let this cool for 20 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and invert it. Bam. And like usual, smooth like butter, baby, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and start on this icing. All right, so we went ahead and added some salt to the bowl, and we're adding our vanilla to the bowl. And what I did this time that was different is instead of making the icing with milk, I used heavy cream, and I really like how this came out, y'all. So it took a little bit, you know, to really get enough cream into the powdered sugar mixture to make it like really the consistency that I wanted. But it was definitely great. I think with the thicker icing, it made it easier for the sprinkles to stick onto the cake as well. Okay, so I'll zoom this in for y'all so y'all can kind of see how it's forming. Once again, it's kind of like a look thing. Of course, you don't want your, I put the measurements in the description box, of course, but you definitely want to go by look and texture of how you want your icing to be before you know it's done. See, I like it how it dripped right there. That's a good consistency for me. I did a little quick stir just to make sure. Okay, and so once you have your icing done and your cake is cooled, I did this at the end, you know, closer to when the cake was cooled. Then you want to go ahead and apply your icing to your cake. So I just use a measuring cup just so I can just do the little drip, not a drip, put the icing onto the cake. All right, and once you have that, you want to immediately apply your sprinkles. You don't want your icing to harden or anything like that before you add your sprinkles. So immediately add your sprinkles. So I thought, you know, at first I was just gonna add some sprinkles to the top and stop there. Yeah, no, I had to go crazy. So I added sprinkles on the top and then on the side, and you'll see I'm just kind of throwing them onto the cake at a certain point because that was a good way to get them to stick. Of course, there's other methods that you can do, but you know, I decided to go with that. So of course, top your cake as you want. I really like, you know, y'all see the mixture of sprinkles. It may be a little hard to tell. I'll bring the cake closer in the end. But yeah, I really like the combination of sprinkles. There's so many different colors of sprinkles, or so many different styles of sprinkles to really make this cake your own. And of course, you know, once it's done, just let it finish setting. I cleaned it up on the sides. And voila, here we go with our funfetti cake. Of course, y'all have to cut into it. So I can see how those sprinkles look into the cake batter. And they look nice and pretty. And y'all stay tuned. We're going to do our taste test. All right, here we go. Okay, y'all, so here is our slice of pound cake. Y'all, look at all those sprinkles right there in that mix of that cake. Check out the back of it. Oh, it looks so good. Let's go ahead and get into this taste test. I don't know where I want to start. Let's start right here. If you're not a sprinkle person, go around the sprinkles on the top of the cake, but they don't even make that much of a difference in the batter. Y'all, absolutely delicious. So you know what I want you to do. Go ahead and get that in that description box and grab this recipe. Don't be stingy. Make sure that you share, like this video, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.